Now that we're starting to get to the point of adding stuff, where I'm gonna have to start wiring things and not getting too far from the point of starting to plumb some stuff, I need to make sure everything is out of this truck that I need to take out, which is mostly in the interior behind the dash. Every bit of wire in that dash I'm basically not using, and I don't want to leave it in there if it's not going to be used. Everything for the heater core needs to come out, so if I'm not using it, it's getting ripped out. As far as under the truck, it's just like this 0 gauge for my amp and extra battery under the back seat. I'm gonna take that out because that's getting redone. And the harness going to the back of the truck along with fuel lines. For some reason, I haven't taken any of this out yet. I don't really know why. Because quite literally everything in the truck is getting rewired. I'm running all my own wires, my own harness. Fuel lines aren't even close to being big enough to possibly even use. All right, that might have been the most frustrating thing I've ever done. Whether you believe me or not, I promise this entire box came out from underneath that dash. Most of it was the whole heater core unit and everything, but dude, all this wiring, this harness, it's so unnecessary. It's gonna be a little dark and it's still extremely dirty. I literally just finished, but I'm gonna clean up the floor where it ends, and then basically there will be a panel here with an MSD box or Holly, whichever one I decide to go with, and ignition coil, like everything that people normally put on the Firewall, I'm gonna put in here and try to keep the engine bay as clean as possible. And you can tell there's nothing left in here. This hole right here goes straight up into the cowl, and it is the fresh air intake for the cab. Somebody tell me what to do about that, as far as plugging it or putting a vent there with a one-way valve or something. I don't really know what to do about that with, you know, all my electricals being right there. It's got me kind of worried. All right, things are happening that I wasn't planning on. So I was just pulling out all the wires and old fuel lines and everything and brake lines off the frame coming to the back, and I got to the fuel tank and realized I'm not gonna be able to get everything until I take the fuel tank off. So I'm gonna drop the fuel tank, but it is very full of gas because the day that I took it down to the pond, I filled it up. It's completely full of 93, other than 2 runs through the pond. However much gas I used. So I'm gonna drill a hole in it, which is fine. I can feel all y'all freaking out right now. Calm down. We're putting a sump in this gas tank. So I had to pull this tank anyway to put the sump in it. We're gonna put a new, basically sending unit to drop into the top of the gas tank that I'm gonna run my returns into. It's gonna have a float with wires on it and everything for my fuel gauge and all that. So the tank had to get dropped and drilled anyway, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it now. I just wasn't planning on doing it now. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. I need a bucket. Whoa. Why is it smoking? Don't smoke, please. That should be enough. If it fills that bucket up too, I'm gonna be surprised. Or do that, that's cool too. Go back up where it wants. All right, we're gonna try to keep this short and sweet because I've already gone through all the stages of grief. As you can see, this is a very pretty alternator. Sad part is it's not gonna work. So don't get too attached. Basically, I'm just an idiot and I bought the exact same bodied alternator. It is bigger and I don't know why, in my head, I thought it would fit. I know what alternator I need now, but I was really just trying to get around it and use this one because this is the alternator I've always wanted. I wanted the big 370. I got subs and everything, so you know. But sadly, it's not gonna work. And I didn't record anything because I was making a TikTok when I figured all this out because I just wasn't planning on it not working. And then everything fell apart. So if you wanna see my reaction to my dreams being crushed, it's on TikTok. My last couple videos, the links are down in the description and everything like always. I could swap to this alternator later down the road if I decide to swap all this out and go to the rib belt system, but for right now, that's not what I want to do. For how I want this motor laid out, the V-belt is the best laid out option for me. All right, another thing a lot of people have been wondering is since I'm not running the factory ECU or any of the harness or any of that stuff, what am I doing for, like, you know, ignition, starter, what's going to turn on my fuel pump, all that kind of stuff. And basically, we're just going to simplify it. We're just going to be running an aftermarket switch panel, which I don't know why it came all separate and I got to put it together, but whatever. So real quick, while we're waiting on the alternator, again, I'm going to go ahead and put all this together and I'm going to see if my idea on where I want to mount this is going to work, because if it does, it's going to be extremely clean. There's so many switches and things. Oh yeah. Oh, that's clean. Flip on ignition, fuel pump, water pump, starter, fan, and then I have an extra switch. All right, so this is my dash bezel, the radio cubby hole. This was my AC controls, which I'm not going to be using anymore. So my thoughts were, I don't even have to cut anything. That is crazy how that actually looks like it goes there. Sweet. Now I just gotta hope it doesn't interfere with the radio, but I don't see that happening. Now it ain't in there 100% yet, but that is exactly what I wanted that to look like. I feel like we've been here before, but look what we got. I promise this time it's the right one, okay? No need to be nervous. Running a little low on threads there. I can get the nut back on there, but I would rather put Loctite on it than a lock nut and have more threads. I found some string. So well, we finally got the belts, but the sad thing is we only got one of them. I didn't notice that the other one was out of stock before I hit order, but it's whatever. It'll just take another week or two. I just need to figure out which one of these this one is. Oh. Wow. Wow. Okay, I just measured it to make sure, and it is the belt for this pulley. But the problem is the way I have this pulley shimmed, or this power steering pump shimmed, to move it back enough where the grooves lined up for the pulleys. Now I can't, let's see if I can get where you can see it. Now I can't bring this any further in than that right there because it hits the block. That top line right there is hitting the block. So I think I'll still be able to fix it. There we go. Down there. Ow. I'm done. I am done messing with this drive system. I'm done. I'll wait until the other belt comes in because it's about 4 inches longer than this one, and then we'll see how that one measures up. And, or wait, no. This is the longer belt. I guess I'll just keep ordering belts until I get the perfect one. This one will fit no problem. That's good. Because I didn't do anything with that bracket. I'm just going to start on the fuel system. I'm tired of messing with this. If you want to see more of my pain, it'll be all over TikTok unless it gets banned in the next couple days. Also got a V-belt if anybody needs one.